Hey guys, Moldran here, and first I want to apologize for the lack of content in the last few days, but I'm done with most of my exams now and should be able to upload videos very frequently now in the next few days and weeks. Now, today I want to talk about new data mine information about Diablo 3 and also about something about J. Wilson that has been bothering me a bit. But let's start with the data mine patch. Now, here you can see some certain new strings have been added. For example, we get 2 new character slots. So everyone that was worried, hey, I have 10 characters now, but when the expansion comes out and introduces the Crusader class, I don't want to delete one of my characters. So now Blizzard actually gives you the option with 2 additional character slots to play either a male or female Crusader, or you can also play a softcore and hardcore Crusader. Doesn't matter, you can do whatever you want with the additional character slots. Also important here is it says crit chance and crit damage, attack speed, and so on now have caps. This is a very important balance change because this means that you can't outscale content. This means you can't just stack DPS or attack speed and crit chance and crit damage and do retarded damage. No, this means that actually keep everything under control, everything in balance, so nothing's going to be overpowered. And this is pretty important because due to the added challenge and difficulty with the expansion pack, like loot runs and leaderboards, whatever they're going to throw at us, this pretty much means that every class is probably going to be balanced and it's going to be an even feel. Like you can't just get really overpowered just by stacking one single attribute. Also important are new potions, new affixes, but let me go through the list here. Now this is some clan stuff, not really that interesting. Here it also confirms again that once an item gets enchanted, it's soulbound. This again is about the caps, the maximum that you can reach. There's some new, and this here is already something new. There are like new potions, like bottomless potion of the diamond, of mutilation, or of color aid. Now that sounds really interesting. I don't know exactly what those potions are gonna be, but it seems like pretty interesting. Also like new passages, triangle, square, pentagon. Sounds pretty interesting, I have to say. Devil's Hand stuff. We don't know that much about the Devil's Hand system yet, so I'm not gonna talk about that. Waypoint map, challenges. This is something I was a bit wondering about. It's a cupcake trial. Where you're supposed to collect as many cupcakes as you can. I don't know if this really fits into Diablo, but to me it seems like Blizzard wants to target a very specific group of people with that cupcake trial. Maybe some special demographics of people, like a new customer base. I don't know exactly who really enjoys cupcakes, but it seems like Blizzard is trying to attract new people to the game with that change. Now, Devil's Hand, as I said, we don't know that much, but it has to do apparently with Esmeralda's minions, the Sin Lieutenants, Greed, Lust, and so on. I don't know how that's gonna turn out. What is also good is, in my opinion, is you are able to reset the game during a run. It says here, reset the state of the game, all bosses will become available, and the world will be respawned. This will warp all players to town. So there's no more like, once you're done with a run, you just leave and then move on and stuff, or have to create a new game. No, you can just press that button and instantly all mobs are going to be resetted. So this is certainly going to save some time, some administrative stuff, and yeah, I have to say, like, everything is going to be perfect. Everything seems to like be fixed and be improved in the expansion patch. I never thought I would say this like half a year ago, but it really seems that the new team that's working on the game is really doing amazing stuff so far. Also interesting is the new passive effects list. Now let me just go through 1 or 2 of those. I can't go through everything because that would extend the video, but I just want to show you, like, this adds an extreme amount of complexity to the game. Like, there are several endless builds. Like, me as a field crafter, like, this is a nightmare for me because I can't just come or say that this build is gonna work or this build is the best, because there might be like 1,000 combinations out there now of legendary items, of skills, of passives, of active skills, and you pretty much can come up with a new build every day, with a working new build every day, and it's probably going to take a very long time to like really analyze the game, to really break it down and really find out like what works the best. And I also think there's like many different things that are going to work like equally good on the highest level. But for example, here we have shrine effects last for 1 hour instead of until death. Now here I'm not sure what this exactly means. I think it should be named shrine effects last for 1 hour instead of until death, or instead of less than 2 minutes. And for example, with this ring, what you could do, now imagine the expansion pack comes out, the ladder mode is gonna come out. So then it's gonna be like people like a Fiend, Kungen, Crib, probably even myself, who are going to like to be really well into ladder mode and try to be like the highest level. And it really comes down then to really optimize every single thing that you can do. I mean, most of those players that really go for it are roughly going to play at a similar time, like all day, every day. But when it really comes down to is like min-maxing the game itself. And for example, the shrines could give you, for example, an opportunity to play with a group, and you look for shrines just to find one. And once you find one, you clear the entire act, because experience shrine up for all the time is probably going to improve your XP per hour. But this has been tested and stuff, and it's really complex. And not just this, I mean, there's so much other stuff here. I don't even know what I should analyze here. There was one thing, for example, this here: while below 30% life, all attacks are guaranteed critical hits. Now you could even come up with a build, for example, that would stay on low HP, that would stay between, let's say, 15 and 30 HP, 15 and 30% HP on purpose, just to get guaranteed crits all the time, and then does a lot of damage with that guaranteed crits. Just an example, I mean, there are so many different skill combinations possible with the expansion. I don't even know which one to get. I don't even know which one of those could be really good. And yeah, then there's even some more class changes, but I really can't really go through everything here. You probably want to read it yourself. It's on diablofans.com, the newest post. And yeah, as I said before, everything looks really amazing. There's so much new information, there's so much new content, and this is just like what's data mined until now. Now at BlizzCon, I'm sure that those systems that are being data mined now are going to be first explained in detail, and on another note, that more systems that aren't even data mined right now are going to be introduced to the community. So it's just like amazing. And yeah, the thing that has been bothering me a bit in the last few days was on Reddit, like I see every day now new posts coming up. Oh, Jay Wilson is back working on Diablo 3. Jay Wilson has been working on Reaper of Souls all the time. He's like an insane game director now. And I kind of like want to break this down. It's not the case like that. For example, here, the website said Jay Wilson moved to Reaper of Souls. And they were saying, for example, it's not confirmed by Blizzard, but if he really did, all the great changes for Reaper of Souls, much respect to Jay Wilson. And they think that one screenshot is gonna show that Jay Wilson became the game director of Reaper of Souls. And the screenshot is this. This is the screenshot. It's basically of the credits that are in the game right now, and it shows like the Reaper of Souls background with the credits. Now, is this screenshot data mined from the alpha that is currently like with the expansion on it? Yes. But is this like a new list of people working on the game? No. This is exactly the same. I checked it myself. This is exactly the same list of producers and designers and game directors as of the game right now. You can check it yourself if you don't trust me. It's exactly the same list. Like even Josh Muscari isn't listed as game director there. So that alone should tell you, oh, this is not a new list. And what's the reality of this? Now, the reality is lists of like people who work on the game aren't going to be made like in the middle of the process. That's not something that you make in the middle of producing it. That's something that comes at the end. Like shortly before release is one of the last things that they do. They really like recap, okay, who worked on the project, who should be given credit for, and that comes at the end. So this right now is just like the current list of people who worked on the original Diablo 3 on the Reaper of Souls background. There's much to it. Jay Wilson didn't come back. He's still working on Titan. If you go to the Blizzard jobs page, they're actually recruiting for, or not Titan, sorry. They're actually recruiting for a new game. They call it unannounced game, and I'm not even sure if it's Titan. I think it could be, or could very well be, that Jay Wilson actually got back to an RTS game because Blizzard realized, oh, he probably doesn't have the right vision for action RPGs in general, and might be better suited than, for example, an expansion of the Warcraft series. So that's what I think is happening, but he's certainly not part of Diablo 3 right now, unless some kind of consultant or indirect. Of course, he's still gonna talk with people, but he's definitely not one of the game directors anymore. So that was it for today. Thanks for watching. I'll be back.